Welcome to another edition of George Washington Speaks. I'm Tom Saffold. The non-importation agreement between the merchants in most of the large seaside cities spread to the south. In this edition, you'll hear from Eliza Pinckney of South Carolina, portrayed by Lucy Keegan, as she shares the objections of Southerners against Britain's tax and trade policies and how their daily lives were affected. Eliza then sings a popular song created by the ladies of Charleston to show their support for the non-importation agreement.
Eliza Pinckney from South Carolina is here with us again to tell us what was going on in the South at the same time Boston was reacting to the Townshend Acts. So, Eliza, what did South Carolina and the other southern colonies do when Boston gathered the New England states and enforced the non-importation agreement? What was going on in South Carolina?
Well, yes, indeed. It is very difficult, but you must know South Carolina, and Charlestown in particular, has always survived on trade. I recall the first time that I came to this city, I sat with my cousin Fanny on a bridge overlooking the trading port, and we watched all the ships coming and going, and their merchants selling their wares, and that is what I have always known Charlestown to be. However, in the current conflict, it has been intimated to some of us ladies that it would be more prudent for us to renounce English goods. You must understand what a shock that is. But it is not surprising to me that they have decided to involve the ladies in this. While gentlemen may have their place at the bar and in politics, they are not the head of the household in anything that comes in or out of it. I have heard it said that while men may be the head of the household in theory, the women are the neck. So ever the neck goes, the head surely must follow. I can say to my husband or to my sons, I know what is being done in the shops. I understand what is being brought into our house, what is being bought, our table linens, our cloths, our paintings, our glass for our windows. All are managed by the woman in the household. And so we women, therefore, must take a leading role in refusing to buy English goods. I understand that there was a group of people who had a bereavement. A lady that they loved very much, indeed the mother of some of them, had passed away. And they naturally prepared for her funeral. And as they were going through their things, they realized that they no longer had black clothes that would fit them to signify their mourning. Well, as they were discussing where they should get these new black clothes, they realized that the only place they might get black cloth was from England. And in a step of incredible patriotism, they decided to refuse to wear black to this funeral in protest of the taxes that were unjustly laid on us by Parliament. And so they attended this dear woman's funeral in all sorts of colors, and they have sworn that they will never again wear black to a funeral as they did not wear it to hers. This is the role of women. We women understand the clothes and the cloths that our clothes are made of. We understand the tea that is being brought in, and we are taking a leading role in refusing to purchase English goods. That is the role of women.
And Eliza, I understand that the ladies of South Carolina composed a song about the Non-Importation Act. Would you sing it for us to give us a flavor for what the ladies in Charleston thought about the non-importation agreement?
I would be more than happy to. It was printed as a broadside in the Gazettes so that everyone might know it and sing it, and it is called Young Ladies in Town. Young ladies in town and those that live around, wear none but your own country linen. Of economy boast, let your pride be the most to show clothes of your own make and spinning. If homespun, they say, be not quite as gay as brocades, be not in a passion. For once it is known, 'tis much worn in town, one and all will cry out, 'tis the fashion. And as one agree, you'll not married be to such as will wear London factory. at first sight refuse. Pray tell him you'll choose to encourage our own manufacturing. No more ribbons wear, nor in rich silks appear. Love thy country much better than fine things. Begin without passion, 'twill soon be the fashion to grace your smooth locks with a twine string. Throw away your bouquet and your green hyacinthe and all things of a new fashion duty. Get in a good store of the choice Labrador. There will soon be enough here to suit ye. These do without fear, and to all you'll appear fair, charming, true, lovely, and clever. Though times remain darkish, young men will be sparkish, and love thee much stronger than ever.
As a result of the 5 Townshend Acts, the colonies were galvanized as never before, from Boston to South Carolina, and we stood together for the first time as one country against England. But that's not all that happened. Not only did New York and Philadelphia join in the non-importation agreement, but the Virginia Assembly got together and passed a resolution. And the resolution stated that only the Virginia House of Burgesses and the colonial governor could pass taxes and laws. As a result of that, what do you think the royal governor of Virginia did? Why, he disbanded the legislature. Another step in Parliament taking our rights as Englishmen from the colonies. And what did you think the Virginia legislature did? Well, as obedient subjects of King George III, they dutifully dissolved. But then, as American colonists that had been used to running their own internal affairs, they reconvened in a local pub, just a stone's throw from the courthouse.
As Eliza Pinckney just demonstrated, the effects of the English laws were felt not only among businessmen and colonial leaders, but right into the households of the colonists, in the clothing they wore and the household goods they used. The unrest this created reached to every part of society in all of the colonies, but the citizens of Boston, with its lively trading port and presence of British Navy and soldiers, felt a greater resentment than many places. And those resentments boiled over into a confrontation in 1770, which is called the Boston Massacre. That incident is the topic of the next edition of George Washington Speaks.